Greetings, seniors. I am so happy to be here with you, albeit electronically. I'm happy for many reasons. Most of all, I'm happy because graduation is about celebrating you, each one of you. You have certainly earned the right to be celebrated. So I congratulate you and I thank you for selecting me to deliver your graduation charge. I'm going to focus on 4 pieces of advice or charges to you, which I hope will help you as you begin the next step in your life's journey. Here we go. Beginning in mid-March, throughout the second half of the spring semester, and still today, life is not what any of us signed up for. Not academically, socially, professionally, personally, spiritually, financially, and medically. We had little forewarning of how our lives would change so drastically. Yet look at you. You are here. You made it. Particularly throughout the last half of our spring semester, you demonstrated your resilience, your work ethic, your flexibility, your persistence, attributes that will always serve you well in life. As March turned into April, the GC faculty and staff marveled at your ability to juggle newfound, unexpected, often daunting obligations on top of your already full plate of responsibilities. We were impressed with how you discovered clever, creative ways to turn hardship into success and to give to others, even as your stress levels continue to rise. I know some of the ways you've shown compassion and love to others as you've told me about them. Buying groceries for older residents in your neighborhood, making masks for others, dropping off food for staff at local hospitals, remaining at home to prevent the virus's spread, cleaning your grandparents' homes, preparing meals for children in need, and mowing lawns for those less able. Those are only a few of the beautiful examples you shared with me. To cite Lee Child, who was paraphrasing Tennessee Williams, the kindness of strangers makes the world go round. It does indeed. It makes it go round in the direction we want and need it to go. Kindness fills us with hope, gratitude, and appreciation for the goodness of humanity. Therefore, my first charge to you is to continue exercising the power of kindness. Now, while the pandemic helped you realize some of your untapped strengths and allowed us to witness truly remarkable acts of courage, humility, and generosity around the world, it also revealed an uglier side of humanity, racial inequality. We see it within multiple institutions and cultural systems connected to COVID. As Dr. LaRon Nelson of Yale University School of Nursing recently wrote, Black Americans are 2 to 3 times more likely to contract COVID due to historical and current factors outside of their control. Things like employment discrimination, healthcare providers' biases, insurance unaffordability, and lack of access to life-saving care. This is not okay. We see racial inequality in a long list of names related to our legal system. You know these names: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Walter Scott, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown. This is not okay. And it doesn't have to be this way. After a BLM rally in Georgetown last month, during which my friend Melinda Breadwood spoke, she texted me that we should all do what we can within our sphere of influence. That phrase, sphere of influence, has stuck in my head ever since. Indeed, we all have a network of people with whom we can make a positive difference so everyone feels safe, heard, understood, and accepted. It follows that my second piece of advice is for you to think of your personal sphere of influence and how you can impact it in a positive way. I know many of you already do this. You are aware, you are involved, you are affecting change. So keep doing that. Keep assessing your sphere of influence and making a difference within it. I realize part of my sphere of influence can be found in the classroom, teaching psychology courses. So this summer, I've been working on creating a new course called Stereotypes and Prejudice. Obviously, racism isn't the only significant issue that must be addressed in a course like this. There are all kinds of other isms that demand our attention, including sexism, heterosexism, classism, ageism, abilityism, and wadeism, among others. Whatever issue or issues you find most disturbing, you are now in a better position than ever before to do something about them. You have so many abilities and gifts. Your GC liberal arts degree, your compassion for others, your critical thinking and teamwork skills, your problem-solving abilities, your talents and experiences are perfectly suited for improving the plight of others. Maybe you can do this through a career that incorporates social justice, through monetary contributions, or through mission work or other volunteer work. But even if you can't do it through those ways, you can still help level the world's playing field by speaking out against something you know is wrong. We must stand up for what is right, just, and fair, even if it's uncomfortable and painful and involves stepping not so delicately on others' toes. So I charge you with spending time figuring out what you believe in and then devoting some part of your life to advocating for those beliefs. Put yourself out there. Don't hold back. Theologian Kierkegaard noted to dare is to lose one's footing momentarily. Not to dare is to lose oneself. As Tarana Burke, the creator of the Me Too movement, said about that movement, but which can be applied to any form of inequality, make your involvement part of a movement, not just a moment. This doesn't mean you have to start big. There are simple actions anyone can do to begin making positive changes. Here are just a few such actions, some of which I imagine many of you already do. Seek out contact with members of groups outside of your own. Resist stereotypes and personalize every individual you meet. Educate yourself as to why people are different from you, with their faith, customs, appearance, food preferences. When we know why people do things differently, that's often all it takes to appreciate and support their beliefs and actions instead of derogating them. Speak up when someone else's behavior doesn't exemplify human equality. Boycott companies whose values don't align with yours. Support leaders who share your perspective. For example, I support the president of Georgetown College because he speaks out against racism. He knows what it takes to stand up to those who harbor prejudice and engage in discrimination, and he welcomes opportunities to educate others. Make sure the governmental and institutional leaders you support share your values. As stated in the Talmud, you are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to abandon it. Because you are a person with so much, I hope you view keeping your eyes open to injustice and doing what you can do to change it as your duty, your obligation, your social responsibility. Something we have all undoubtedly learned during these stressful pandemic times is the power of relationships and the necessity of social support in helping us cope. Hanging out with my almost always staying at home husband and children brings me such joy. Laughing with my siblings over Zoom calls has sustained me. Sharing social distance lunches with colleagues and other friends bolsters my spirits. I am certain you can come up with numerous similar examples of your own, and those examples relate to my final bit of advice. Whoever you define as family in your life, those people deserve your love, time, and attention more than anything else. Freely give it to them. Life is going to continue to throw some nasty punches at you, and you will feel down for the count. But like before, you won't stay down. You will get back up because you are strong, you are resilient, and most of all, because there will be so many hands reaching out to you to lift you, to carry you, and to love you. Think of your world at Georgetown College. It is filled with people for whom you deeply care and who deeply care for you. So don't lose touch with the ones you love, both family and friends. Take the time to make the phone call, send the email, type the text, or visit in person, even if you have to do it remaining 6 feet apart. You will not regret your efforts. With just a little bit of work, the friendships you have made here will last the remainder of your lives. No matter how busy your life gets, and life will get busier for you, promise yourself that you will balance your professional and personal lives. As writer Anna Quindlen observes, you cannot be really first-rate at your work if your work is all you are. So no matter your career, do not become a workaholic who sacrifices your personal life for your career. Relationships are more important than anything else that will ever come into your life. So those are my pieces of advice, my charges to you. Continue to exercise the power of kindness. Reflect on your personal sphere of influence and positively affect those within it. Figure out your most cherished values and advocate for what you believe, and take good care of your relationships. So here you are at the end of your college years. You are ready to move on. The world needs your voice. It needs your skills and talents. It needs you. I speak on behalf of every professor you have interacted with during your time at Georgetown College when I tell you that it has indeed been an honor to be a part of your life, and we cannot wait to see what you do next. I and all your faculty wish you nothing but success. Thank you.